What's up, y'all? Today we are talking about Christians. Stop chasing happiness. Ooh, what you mean, Rudy? Stop chasing happiness. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Yeah, enemy does too. And I know you might be thinking, well, God wants me to be happy. Well, I'll ask you to think about that again because I don't see where God promised happiness. Happiness is not a promise of God. Joy is a promise of God. Happiness is a feeling. Joy is not just a feeling. Joy is beneath the surface. Happiness is surface level, y'all. Happiness is a feeling that you get. Happiness can definitely also be an illusion because you think it's happiness. Just because something makes you feel good, because happiness is connected to feeling. It is a feeling, right? Therefore, it comes and it goes because emotions fluctuate. Emotions come and go, but joy is beneath the surface, y'all. Joy can stay whether you don't feel good or not. You are joyful because you put your trust in God. Your joy comes from that. Think about it. Don't you think the enemy wants to bother how you feel? Don't you think he wants you to be up and down or down most of the time? But now you're seeking a feeling, right? So I want you to understand, I want people to understand why you have got to stop chasing happiness, especially us Christians. God never promised happiness. He never promises that to us. He never tells us any of the things that he tells us to do does not always result in happiness. And he knows it. Because to follow Jesus, you have to what? Suffer. Which means you're going to what? Feel pain. Which means you're probably not going to feel happy. When I look at Jesus, I don't see where he was just full of happiness. I see him full of joy. I see him suffering a lot. I see him putting himself to the side for others a lot, right? He did not go ahead and chase a feeling to make him feel good, which would have been happiness. Happiness is like the wind, y'all. And what is the wind? The wind, for one, you can't see the wind, but you can feel the wind, right? And the wind comes when it wants to. It comes and it goes. You feel it, but guess what? You can't catch it. You can't touch it. You can't see it. You can't grab it and try to keep it. You have no control over the wind, just like happiness. Happiness is a feeling. You could feel the wind. It felt good when it was warm or when you was going through something. Now it felt good, right? But you can't catch happiness. You can't keep it, because if you could keep it so much, why would you be crying for it? Why would you be over here trying and longing for it so much? If you could keep it, you wouldn't feel like you didn't have it, right? And you wouldn't be longing to get that feeling again. You can't keep it. You can't see it. You have no control over this thing. It comes and it goes. It's an emotion. It fluctuates. You have no control. You cannot make yourself feel happy 24/7 when you're going through things, when people dying out here, when bad things are happening. You don't feel happy all the time. You don't have control over that, right? It comes and it goes. So why would you long for something that comes and it goes? Let me tell you how the enemy uses happiness. Think about it, y'all. Matter of fact, just imagine, y'all ever heard somebody come up to you and be like, but are you happy though? But are you happy though? But are you happy? But just tell me, are you happy? Ladies, having men come up to you and be like, but does he make you happy? Tell me that's not a tactic of persuasion, of manipulation. You think the enemy won't pop up and say, but does it make you happy when God has you doing something that may hurt at the moment, but may bless you because it don't feel good? You're not happy right now because it don't feel good, right? So you think the enemy won't say, but does it make you happy? Kind of like how he caught Eve. But did God really say? But did that person ever make you happy? But do they really even make you happy? All of these words of persuasion, of manipulation, because now that you thought about happiness, now that causes you not to think about the long haul, the process of this thing, the fruit that is being produced from this thing that may be hard. But are you happy though? That'll cause you to go for the the short end of the stick because you want happiness right now. And that's what the enemy does, right? He presents something right now that you could get because you're not happy. But you'll probably lose that thing because you're not happy, because you're thinking about happiness. The enemy uses this feeling. The enemy uses happiness to deceive us. And the feeling of happiness is like someone searching for a high, because again, you can't get it. You want that feeling so bad, so you're going to do everything for it. Do you know that you chasing, notice I said chasing, you consistently thinking about happiness? Think about it. Those who always think about, well, I just want to be happy, sometimes they mad and they sad and they're down, depressed, having anxiety because they're down at the moment that they want happiness. So it causes people to feel shame, feel guilt. It causes you to compare yourself. It causes you to have depression. It causes all of these things because you're searching for it, right? When you see something on social media, you over here, it looked like somebody else happy. Now you want it, right? Somebody just bought a boat or something. Somebody just bought a new house. Somebody just got proposed to. Somebody just got into a relationship and got married. Somebody just had children. You're looking at something thinking, that makes me feel good. That will make me happy, right? Just like when I eat something that I shouldn't be eating, when that other thing is better for my body, but it won't taste as good, meaning I won't be happy, right? But these sweets or this food right here will make me happy right now. It's like a high, but guess what happens? When you consistently seek out happiness, you continuously destroy your life. If you seek out happiness from a man, ladies, if you seek out happiness from a woman, my man, it causes you to move on your fleshy pleasures and desires. Think about it. The enemy uses it as bait. What you think people be out here doing all of this stuff for money, man? What you think people chasing money for happiness? No, they chasing it so that they can be secure, so that they can be financially stable, so that they can provide for their family. No, I said chasing. Those who consistently put money at the top. You're using money to make yourself feel happy. You think it makes you secure. Money can't make you secure. Only God makes you secure. Money can't make you feel good when you're depressed. Oh, it can take depression from me. It can't take depression from you in specific situations. Can it? It can't heal your relationship with your family. Can it? It can't bless or cause you not to get divorced. Can it? It cannot bless you to love somebody or to feel loved by somebody. Can it? Now that will cause depression. That will cause anxiety. That will cause sadness. That will cause pain. Try using money to help you in that area, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel down. But now you're chasing something. The enemy uses this happiness thing in so many different ways as bait. Will you bite the bait though? God never promised it. And he knows that the enemy will try to lie to you and promise it and get you to bite the bait. This is why he never promised it. This is why he tells you to stop going after your fleshy desires, because when the enemy dangling it in front of you, God is right there with his hand out presenting the other thing for you. And now you got a choice. That's the battle between the flesh and the blood. Now you got to allow the spirit to lead you. Which one you going to take? Because this one right over here is going to feel better right now. But this one right over here may take longer. Matter of fact, you can't even feel good right now. Which one you going to choose? But the enemy in your ear like, but are you happy? But if you consistently listen to him, guess what you're going to take? But when you fight that desire and die to yourself, guess what you're going to take? But it may take longer. This is why us as Christians, for one, need to stay in our Bible, need to stay close to God, because the enemy, man, he going to come after us like a roaring lion. He going to come after us like a wolf in the night. He's going to come after us with everything that makes us feel good. Because if it feels good, it's going to make me feel happy. So we can't be out here chasing the worldly things because it makes us feel happy. We got to understand that joy is promised to us, but joy is beneath the surface, y'all. Joy is everything that comes from the thing that may be hard to get. You understand? Happiness is something that just comes right there. It's just right now. But joy comes in the morning, right? Joy comes after, right? Joy came on Sunday when Jesus died on Friday, but happiness would have been to remove myself and save myself from being on the cross and never get crucified. That's what happiness would have brought. But joy allowed me to go through the long suffering that God used to bless others. And then Jesus was risen. Why? Because of joy that came from it, because it blessed everyone else and not just myself. This is why we got to stop chasing happiness, y'all. This is why chasing happiness is like chasing an illusion. It's like chasing something that we think is there. It's like the fruit that the serpent presented to Adam and Eve. He lied and said, yeah, you can do this, and yeah, you would know this. You would know what God knows. And he presented it. But guess what? When they ate it, nothing that he promised showed up. It didn't happen. It felt good for a second, but then it clicked right after. It's like having sex before marriage, and you have sex with somebody you are not with, right? Or somebody you just might be in a relationship with, but you got a relationship with God now, or just having a one-night stand or something. And then immediately right after you have sex, you feel bad. It felt good in the moment, but as soon as it was done, you feel bad. You feel convicted. You feel disgusted. Why? Because you was chasing happiness. Why? Because you was down and out and you thought that was going to make you feel good. Why? Because you was going through stuff and you was using that to cover up how you felt to make yourself feel good, but you felt bad after it. But if we focus on joy, then we won't fall to the lies of happiness. Happiness come and go, but we don't chase happiness, y'all. That's the difference. We cannot be chasing happiness, because if we chase happiness, we are chasing the lies of the enemy. If we are chasing happiness, the enemy can see your weakness and your vulnerabilities, and he will come after you because he knows you are like a person bleeding that needs to be healed. So I'm going to come after this thing because you're going to go to the first thing that makes you feel good. Why? Because you're hurting. Why? Because you don't know no better. Why? Because you just want to feel good. That's why we got to stop chasing happiness. And we need to understand how the enemy persuades us and lies to us and manipulates us and uses our weakness. This is why God says we have to suffer to do what is right. This is why God says we have to suffer to better our lives. And he will bless our lives if we follow him instead of our fleshy, worldly, selfish desires and pleasures. I hope this video blessed y'all, man. If it blessed y'all, like it up, share it if it will bless somebody else. And if you like my content, man, if you like the videos, if the videos are blessing you, if you are learning and growing in your Christian relationship, please subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe so that you don't miss no more videos, man, so we could grow together. All right? I love y'all. I'm going to get at y'all when I get at y'all.